Troy, we actually have some news to talk about.
No, we don't. There's no way we have actual news for Doctor Who.
Yeah, it involves Doctor Who and Disney, or lack thereof Disney.
Mickey Mouse has left the house?
Yes, but he did leave us a message.
A what, sorry?
Oh boy, Troy and Crispy, it's me, Mickey Mouse. And I'm so sad to see the Doctor go. I thought we were gonna have a fun time together. Oh boy. I hope Doctor Who has a brighter future. I'm sorry.
We have one of the audiences of all time, my friend.
Certainly one of the audiences of all time. Doctor Who has left Disney. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Troy, his name is Crispy. I'm at the hotline that accepts your calls from anywhere in time and space. And shock horror, Crispy, I'm going to do something real quick and it's not going to work. Ready? 3, 2, 1, transit. Oh, we're not. The screen's not transitioning, Crispy. What's happening?
We're not doing a tier list this week.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We actually have Doctor Who news to talk about with dings in the background and everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I've got so used to my tier list slumber. I can't believe it. How dare Doctor Who actually have news and disrupt our rhythm of tier list videos every week?
I know. I am surprised at how soon this news is, to be honest. I did expect like some kind of statement to be made this year, but I was kind of expecting more towards like December-ish. So I wasn't expecting something on October 28th. There was some news. You would have all heard it by now, but we're gonna talk about Doctor Who leaving the mouse and some other news regarding a certain spin-off as well.
Yeah, that's going to make it maybe a little bit too challenging for you to watch the spin-off at the same time as people in the good old Great of Britain.
Yeah, it'll make. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
It will make for some interesting dynamics, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Review the war between the land and the sea, and if you can't find a way to watch it, I'll be talking about the plot, and you'll be sat there like, yes, this sounds very good.
That sounds great. I'll just film some footage of me nodding my head, and you can put that into the the episode.
I'll pre-record a bunch of reactions, and I'll just choose the ones that fit as we go.
Exactly. You know? Anyway,
deep faked Crispy.
That's the one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
everyone.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome to an episode that's not ranking, which I can tell you've all been enjoying. It's been lovely to see, as we talked about previously. But it's nice to actually have some news to talk about. Although, how dare they disrupt our chain so far in?
I know, absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy mental. Troy, what is the news? What's the word on the street, huh? What's the official statement?
I'm really tired, and I think I sound like it in my voice.
Yeah, Troy has just woken up. I've just come home from work. I'm feeling great. How the turntables, huh? How the turntables. Usually I'm so exhausted when we record these. But
the thing is, you never show it. I think you just are a morning person, whether you want to admit it or not. I am the biggest night owl, especially because a lot of my work I do in the evenings. My sleep schedule is shifted. So whereas the normal person getting up at 8 a.m. is like, that's a lie-in for me. For me, it's rough. It's rough. Like, rough like a dog. Sorry, the jokes haven't turned on properly yet. But
well,
I think I can hear it in my throat. I think I might be a little bit, my throat might be a bit raspy, because I've been away all weekend, so that might also be it. But either way, dude, we got news. We got to get into it. Crispy.
We got some crazy news, and then I'll let you know about my crazy weekend that just happened as well. But let's read the thing for the people. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard this, what's going on? Oh.
The what, Crispy?
Okay, yeah, very good.
Okay. Sorry. All right, let's focus. Lock in.
Released on the October 28th, 2025, BBC confirms future of Doctor Who and a new Christmas special in 2026. What? Are you serious?
It never ceases to amaze me how well you do that noise.
Thank you. Today, the BBC announced that Doctor Who will be back on our screens at Christmas 2026 with a special episode,
mate.
Written by Russell T Davies. Pretty exciting. I can't believe we're getting another Russell T Davies script.
Can you read the wording of that specifically from the Doctor Who article? Because there's a particular bit of wording that I think is important to focus on.
The bit that's coming up. I'm going through. With Disney Plus confirming they will not be partnering on the next season of the sci-fi show, the BBC remain fully committed to the show and will announce plans for the next series in due course to ensure the Doctor's adventures continue. That's pretty interesting. And then there's a statement from the director of drama at the BBC saying, "Thanks, Disney Plus. We've had a great time, but, it's a breakup, whatever." And she also says that we are delighted that Russell T Davies has agreed to write us another spectacular Christmas special for 2026. We can assure fans the Doctor is not going anywhere, and we will be announcing plans for the next series in due course, which will ensure the TARDIS remains at the heart of the BBC. And then that's pretty much it for that article. What was the wording you were after?
Russell T Davies has agreed to come back and write to the script.
Interesting wording there. Agreed.
It started quite the debate on the annoying former birder.
Did it?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about this.
Aside from the news that Doctor Who is back, and that being, some people getting excited and some people going, "Oh, it better not be like RTD2," as you'd expect at this point, I feel like. There've been quite a few people who've locked in on it saying, has agreed to come back and write one, as if to go, "Oh, he's coming back to tie up loose ends and then he's gone. Like, this is his last hurrah."
What do you think?
I think it's likely, but I got flamed on Twitter for saying I hope it wasn't.
You got flamed?
I get the criticisms, I really do, but the argument that I keep making that I think people do forget is that they filmed season 1 and 2 back to back. Is it surprising that Russell's seasons haven't been quite as well received as the original ones? Quite a bit, yeah. I'm quite surprised, but I get the criticisms. I do understand them, but also typically you're able to respond to critique when you do your next season. But if you're filming season 2 before season 1's even come out, you can't really respond. And like I said at the time with Reality War, the big one for me is I think he would have handled Omega very differently, or just not handled him at all, knowing the criticisms about big CGI dog for Sutek, considering he did big CGI skeleton for Omega. I honestly think...
I don't know.
I do. I think he's not stupid. He's a clever man, Russell. Whether we like his scripts or not, he's a smart man. I feel like
Russell is so clever that when is he ever listen to the fans? I truly I understand criticisms or whatever, but if you're going to make a vision, I feel like Russell got the vision that he wanted to get out. I don't know if he necessarily would have responded to any fan backlash after season 1 if they hadn't filmed it back to back.
I don't think he ever needed to with the original 4 series. Other than maybe, do you think him going with Catherine Tate for the companion for series 4 was a bit of feedback to they need to stop lusting after the Doctor?
I shout out to me because I read the writer's tale. There was originally a different lady that was pretty much cast. They hadn't confirmed to her that she was going to be the next companion. Penny, I believe, was going to be her name, and then I think Catherine Tate expressed interest in wanting to come back to the show. She had so much fun doing it the first time around, and I think, Russell was kind of tossing up, being like, do we introduce this new character, or do we have this rising star, Catherine Tate, who is very famous. And they went for that, and it ended up being one of the best Doctor companion duos of all time. So I don't know if that's necessarily a response to, the whole love interest thing. Maybe he was like, maybe we should switch it up for the third time around. But I am not sure exactly, what the future would have looked like if he was able to have season 1 feedback going into season 2. Because there was time in between the two if they wanted to tweak anything. They just couldn't film anything except for a different finale.
That's my point. How much can you really tweak in the edit? When you've got a full script like that. I'm saying that, if they hadn't shot everything by that point, that reshoot with Shooty was born out of necessity. It's probably not something they wanted to do or a plan to do. I still believe he probably had a backup script ready if something like that happened. I do think he probably had some ideas in the back of his head, but filming it was probably never something he'd intended or wanted to happen.
Yeah.
So that was very much an unnecessary, a born out of necessity. Shooty's got to go. We've got to film something. Get the crew back together. But I think in his first era, he didn't have the need to respond to criticism quite as badly because it was such a success. Yeah. My point now is that I think he is a smart enough guy, and this isn't like the Russell Davies Glaze Fest. A lot of us know how good a writer he is. If not from his Doctor Who stuff, then everything else he's done. I don't see in my head that he would have, like, had they done season 1, air season 1, film season 2, air season 2, like, that season 2 would not be different based on feedback for season 1. Not the whole thing, but I think he could have tweaked some of it. And for me, I'd be really intrigued to see him do another series, given how the last 2 have been received. And I honestly think if people don't think it would be different in any way, shape, or form, then you're kidding yourself a little bit. I really do think that.
I'd be so open to another Russell T Davies era. I would be more so interested now that Disney Plus is not involved, because another, criticism or whatever, or not a criticism, just an observation, is that Russell T Davies, he had no money to play with back in the mid 2000s. He had no. He was working. He was grasping at straws and making these wonderful stories. The story with Midnight had an incredibly insane turnaround. It's the low budget episode, ended up being one of the greatest of the show. I think with a reduced budget, Russell T, like, if you kind of make it harder to not let the imagination run wild. I think he could churn out something really interesting and different from the previous 2 seasons. So I'd be intrigued to see what that looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, I would be.
But Troy, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, but like as I've said before, I'm very much someone who will be like, okay, if the wind's moving in that direction, I'm not gonna fight against it. I can understand it. Like, if most people are like, Russell's got to go get some new blood, I'm not against new blood writing for the show. I just would like to see Russell maybe do a little bit more to see if his era would be any different based on the feedback, because I think it would be. But if it ends up that this is his last episode, he moves on, well, so be it.
I can imagine this being his last episode, or maybe he comes back for one-offs or whatever. But I can imagine him staying on as a producer. I don't want Bad Wolf to leave, because I feel like they are very passionate about Doctor Who, obviously, and have actually done quite a lot for the show. So I would be open to Bad Wolf staying on and Russell being a producer in some capacity. I don't know if that's controversial, but I'd be open to that idea. But Troy, a big question to you: how do you feel about Disney leaving? This was how do you feel? Did you see this coming? Did you not?
So I talked a bit about it on said former Bird app, and I have very mixed feelings about it, because I think, there was obviously the argument when the deal was first announced that we talked about on the podcast that, if it's over budgeted, if there's too much money going into it, it might stick out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of Doctor Who. I think visually, the episodes are really, really good. I really enjoyed it. There have been some CGI complaints in places, but I think that's a lot of it's nitpicking. I think the era looked gorgeous. I really liked the visuals of it. I like the setup. I think the budget was used, appropriately based on how the episodes have turned out. But the biggest thing for me was the distribution. Like, we've talked about a lot. I mean, when you have a podcast co-host who's 10 hours away from you, hence making you get up at insanely unnatural times for yourself, you're aware of distribution,
10 hours
how things
away?
work.
Do you mean 10-hour time difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say it would be great if it was a 10-hour flight. It's not a 10-hour flight. It's
Did I say
longer
flight?
than that. No, you said I'm 10 hours away from you, which would imply...
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
I mean, I could have said flights, and you could have, I could have just been a bit of a silly goose. But point is,
Yeah.
I'm more aware than I think most are readily aware that there are people in different countries who are going to find it harder to watch Doctor Who, because I've talked to this one for 3 years. I'm getting sick of the guy, but we move on. Sorry, that's better for therapy rather than for this podcast. No, you talked a lot about the fact that there was the Australian Broadcasting Corporation that were hosting Doctor Who for all this time, and
Correct.
you were watching it on this iView thing, and now they've kind of gone, well, they don't need us anymore, we're done. Are they going to go back to ABC iView? Like, what's going to happen with distribution?
That's a very, very interesting point. A lot of people are calling for it to go back to ABC, and I think it is worth mentioning. Like, there's so much hate out there being like, oh, Disney Who was so bad, oh, it fell off, whatever, who cares? But the distribution and how easy it was for me to watch 4K full HD Doctor Who the instant it comes out. Oh my goodness gracious me. What an experience. I've never had that. ABC iPlayer, you'd be watching 360p on your phone going, huh? Is that Matt Smith? I don't know.
I can only tell by the number of pixels on the chin.
Yeah, then the chinny chin.
But yeah, like for me, the distribution was a big advantage. I thought the episodes looked fine. I mean, they've been fine before with the lower budget, like Jodie's Evidence, so that's not a loss.
Absolutely. True.
But also, I think one criticism was people were worried about how much control Disney were having, and, maybe, as you've said in the past, Writer's Tale 2 might come out, and they might explain what creative control they have, but there was very little discussion of that. There were a couple of scenes where it was noted Disney said this, and the one that comes to mind is the one that I think Disney were bang on about, which was we didn't see the Doctor being the Doctor early enough in the church in Ruby Road, introduce scene with Snowman and the policeman and the ring, which is I think is one of the best scenes of the episode. So like, if creative control,
dare I say, one of the best like Doctor scenes in the Disney era. Like it felt like it was a very exciting, like, so that's a great note. I feel like we know of one other note and I actually can't think of what it is, but
same.
I feel like,
I think it was I'm part of me wants to say it was at the Devil's Cord or Boom, but I don't know if I'm on I don't know if I'm
can't remember.
The wrong tree with that.
I can't remember what it was. But, anyway, if you know what it is, let us know in the comments what the other Disney note is. But I can guarantee you there were more.
There are a lot of really good elements to the Disney Plus deal, but in my heart of hearts, I do feel they are almost entirely outweighed by the red tape that the deal caused. And that, even though it's not officially confirmed, I think a lot of us are fairly confident that the lack of push from Disney confirming a season 3 or just denying it altogether is what led Ncuti to go, right, I'm gone. Because he was ready to film in January of this year. Obviously, that didn't happen. And the fact the reshoots happened roughly in February, it's clearly, like, to me, seems like Ncuti going, right, well, it's time to walk. It's time to go, unfortunately. And that was the reason that Doctor is gone. And because of how dearly I hold the 15th Doctor in Ncuti Gatwa, I will never forgive Disney Plus for almost definitely causing that. And I think...
Yeah, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. Like, who knows? Who knows?
Doctor Who knows, you know?
Sorry. Who knows.
But yeah, so point is just... I'm torn between the benefits of the distribution and the downsides of the red tape. And I honestly think the downside of the red tape makes me happier that it's gone. But it's the only real reason that I'm happy that it's gone. Because the rest of it I was absolutely fine with. I was totally fine with it. Maybe that is also a hot take. I don't know. You know, it's nice to be the optimist, folks. It's fun. And that's not... I'm not even saying that to our audience. I'm saying it as a more general comment on some dregs of the audience. I'm not talking to you guys. Unless you do feel that way and you're criticising us, in which case I'm talking to you. Cheer up. Have some whimsy, as I love to say.
Have some whimsy. My goodness gracious me.
But no, yeah, so overall, I think it probably is for the best the deal's over, to be honest. But my biggest concern now is that question mark of how are people who now could watch easy. I mean, one of our people in Japan, John Adati, I think is his name, he was messaging me on Instagram being like, how am I going to watch Doctor Who? There's people in America, how are they going to be watching it? Is BBC America going to come back? The account on Twitter that's still branded on Power of the Doctor, I might add, because that was the last thing they were tweeting about. Crazy. I'm like, how are they going to do it? Is distribution just going to go back to the way it was? Or are they going to make a more conscious effort to try and make sure distribution is as good as it was before through local networks and things? Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I'm curious as to, like, just how exactly these, 26 episodes or 20 episodes that are actually within Doctor Who, how are they going to transfer across now? Because is it just going to be like, if I get this on streaming, it'll be like, oh, you get all the way up to Power of the Doctor, Jodie's regenerated into David Tennant, and then all of a sudden I get a Christmas special with Billy Piper, and I'm like, huh? What? I've missed something here.
I think so.
Do those?
If it were me,
wow.
I think there's some kind of and this is just a wild prediction, so don't hold me to it, but I reckon there's probably some kind of exclusivity deal within that agreement that said any episodes that are on Disney Plus are Disney Pluses in international territories for X amount of time. I don't think it's permanent.
That annoys me so much.
I do wonder if it's like, they won't appear anywhere else for the next 2 to 3 years or something, that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm plucking that number out of thin air. Do not hold me. And if you have any ideas, if you know better, let us know in the comments. Genuinely.
I'd believe it because, it was a Disney co-production. I'm sure they have some kind of fine print. And maybe, it was arrogance on the BBC's behalf, being like, oh, yeah, we can do that. I don't think the BBC anticipated they would be here. I don't think they anticipated they would be here right now. But what's next? I was just going to say, like, what's next? Are we calling it season 1, season 16, season 57? If they rename
season 1 and 2 to series 14 and 15, I will not be surprised, by the way. Like, at all.
Yeah, I won't be surprised at all if they do that.
I've talked to you about, like, the fact that I really enjoy watching Blind Wave, the reactions group, and their Reality War reaction at the end of the video, they were talking about, why did they rename it to season 1? They're like, it doesn't feel different enough to have warranted this. Like, why did they do it? So if they're a good litmus test for the American audience, which I don't know, maybe they are, Maybe there's
Yeah.
already a lot of feeling that even before this deal, they were like, they really could have just called it Series 14 and 15. I know in the UK we were already saying that, but
here's what I've been
now the
here's
deal's
what
gone.
I've been saying, Troy. Here's what I've been
Exactly,
saying.
yeah.
If Space Babies, if Space Babies
dude.
if Space Babies was better than The Woman Who Fell to Earth, better than The 11th Hour in terms of jumping on points for Doctor Who, I'd be like, yeah, okay, it's justified. But it's not. It's not.
Crispy,
What?
stop using chances to diss Space Babies. I nearly swore then. I nearly swore.
That's how passionate you are about Space Babies.
The one thing that annoys me, and we need to get some callers. I don't know if we have anyone specifically on the Russell angle, but
I not really. I've just kind of labeled them news and stuff.
no worries. But what I will say, the thing that really annoys me more than anything else was there was this umming and ahhing over when the Disney deal would be confirmed or rejected. And through the way, it was, we'll know after season 2. We will know after season 2.
Yeah.
When season 2 is aired, we will know. Then, as soon as season 2 was over, it was, we'll know after the War Between the Land and the Sea. That's part of the Disney Plus deal. We have to wait until that's out before we hear back. Now, we have heard in between, before the War Between the Land and the Sea
I didn't
aired.
expect that.
So does that mean that for the last 5 to 6 months, Disney have been sat on their asses just hanging on to the license going, we'll tell you at some point, you don't need to know now?
I think there are so many meetings being held behind the scenes about Doctor Who and the future of Doctor Who. And what excites me is in that article the mention that whilst we work on the next series. So it is apparent that they have some confidence in the brand. As we've said a million times before, the BBC makes so much money just off the merchandise of this program. So I think they do have faith in wanting to produce it more. But I think, there's so many meetings going on behind the scenes. I think that when that article came out, they were like, they officially got it in writing, being like, okay, the Disney deal is done. The Disney deal is done. Because I feel like part of those conversations might have been like the back catalog. If Disney got the back catalog, maybe from the get-go, maybe this deal would still be ongoing because they'd be like, wow, these Doctor Who fans
Still
really
insane
show up.
They didn't.
It's weird that they didn't. It's so strange. If they had all of Doctor Who on Disney Plus, I feel like we would be watching a trailer for shooting season 3 right now.
And they also would be calling it Series 14, 15, 16. They would not have rebranded it. I guarantee you that.
If they had the back catalogue. Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you. Absolutely.
Interesting point.
Isn't that what they did with X-Men 97 on there? Like, there were a couple of seasons of that, like 10, 15 years ago, and they just added the new one. They reboot as like a new season of that.
Did they? I didn't.
I don't know. I might be making that up. But either way,
I thought it was a new show.
Maybe it is then. I was trying to do a good thing. I might be wrong. No, I might be wrong. But yeah, it just annoys me that like clearly they could have decided sooner if that's the case, and they just didn't. But like I've said to you already, as you've said, like Bad Wolf are passionate about it. Well, I said to you, like whether it's official or not, like they will be thinking of ideas. Russell will be writing things. They'll be thinking of ways they can go about it, so they're ready to hit the ground when the deal comes out. So like I firmly believe Bad Wolf now are just like, right, let's get hip hop rolling. Let's get things going. Let's get it going.
Yeah, they absolutely are getting going. And the rumor on the street is, did you see the clip of David and Billy at that Comic-Con?
This was the next thing I wanted to get into, because we have got War Between the Land and the Sea later to talk about, and we need to get some callers in. I'm well aware of this.
Yeah.
But, like, can we just be honest with ourselves for a minute, Crispy?
Yep.
Christmas special next year is going to be the 14th Doctor and Billy Piper's Doctor/Doctor stand-in, isn't it?
You got your spin-off. Congratulations.
It's not even. It's
After
just
all
gonna,
this time.
Like, I'm telling you now, that's going to be the Christmas special. And if it is, that's Russell writing out, and maybe the 14th Doctor gets to the end of his life and merges back with Billy Piper's Doctor, and that's how we get our new Doctor. We de-bi-generate. I don't know, but it's gonna be that, isn't it? It just is.
Well, it has to be. Part of me really wants Susan to be involved as well. I don't know if you know this, Troy, but I recently interviewed Carol Ann Ford, and she's an absolute sweetie.
You won't shut up about it.
If you want to see that, go and check out Josh Snares' channel for the full interview. But I think that thread was kind of set up. It was supposed to, kind of play more into season 3. That season 3 is not coming to fruition. Maybe it still very well could, but if not, I was thinking to myself, whatever the next episode is with Russell T Davies, I'm like, I don't want Billy Piper going up to Carol Ann Ford and saying, "Oh, hello, grandfather." That it feels so strange, so weird. But if David Tennant is in it, because he's still the Doctor. He's still the Doctor.
Yeah.
I just feel like we could, and David Tennant's such a classic Doctor Who fan and loves Carol Ann Ford. I feel like we could get an incredible, incredible reunion there that, dare I say, may have been better? I don't know. I'm just theorizing here, but that's just an interesting theory to me. So my dream Christmas special, even though it would be way too much to ask, maybe too much to fit in, 90 minutes, Billy Piper, David Tennant, Carol Ann Ford. That's my pitch.
Probably will just be that, like,
fighting the Daleks. Fighting the Daleks.
Like,
why not?
No, I really hope there are no Daleks in it. Because if you tell me Ncuti Gatwa missed out on the Daleks by one episode,
I think they know that, and they Ncuti will cameo. Ncuti will cameo.
That would be great. I mean, I'm still holding out hope, like an insane person, like a sure grandpa, let's get you back to bed thing. That, like, if they do devigenerate, if they come back together, maybe Ncuti comes back. They raise it back so he can come back. I'd love that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I will live in hope. I will live in hope, Crispy. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it for me. But yeah, Russell clearly had a series 3 planned out with season 3 with Carol Ann Ford and maybe some more of the Poppy stuff and all that. Another reason why I would like to see him do season 3 to see how it all ties up. But I think if this is his swan song, I don't know if he'll want to leave the Susan stuff for the next person. So if he's going to wrap it up, it will be in that Christmas special probably.
It has to be. It just has to be. I really hope Carol's getting a phone call today.
I just can't help but wonder about the announcement of this new series, etc., versus when Russell was announced coming back. That he was coming back to do the 60th anniversary and series beyond. Whereas now, this article tonally is very different. It's like, Russell's agreed to come back to write the Christmas special. We will let you know about plans about the future of the series in due course. Surely, if they were confident Russell was staying on, I hate to be the architect of a showrunner leaving that I don't want to go yet, but, the wording of it...
a really good point.
Surely they would have gone, Russell is going
wording.
to continue with the Christmas special and the next series. We'll let you know about that in due course, but they didn't say that. They've left it as vague as possible. Maybe because they know that there could be a big shift. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
This might be it for Russell T.
And I mean, there was a big old article from Deadline that was talking about why Doctor Who didn't work on Disney Plus, and it goes into some stuff that, one part of it says, another well-placed industry source says Doctor Who became too woke for Trump's USA, so you can debate the accuracy of this as much as you want. But there is an interesting thing towards the end that I think is worth mentioning.
Please, do tell.
Because they're talking about other buyers for Doctor Who or people who they could work with. And there's a note right at the bottom that says, we understand that prior to Disney Plus and the BBC striking the co-pro deal, an alternative option was presented to then BBC drama boss Piers Wenger, which would have raised up to £5 million an episode without input from a big American player. This plan could yet be revisited.
Whoa.
Now, I don't know how accurate that is. Again, it's the same article. It's like saying, oh, maybe it didn't work in America because it's too woke, because two guys dared to touch their lips together for 2 seconds. My goodness, revolutionary. That's sarcasm, by the way. That should be completely normal. And if it's not normal to you, maybe look a bit more into it. But, if the whole article is not to be trusted, maybe we can discard that. But it's interesting if that is a possible deal. I don't know. Because Piers Wenger was a producer on Doctor Who for Series 5 and Series 5 alone. Am I right in saying that?
I don't recognise this name at all.
I could have swore I heard something that he worked on Series 5 and then was gone by Series 6.
Oh, interesting. The best series of Doctor Who. Shame.
I'm going to look at this. He was an executive producer on Doctor Who during a period when Matt Smith was cast as the 11th Doctor. He became a key figure in the production of the head of drama. As the head of drama at BBC Wales starting in 2009. Oh,
okay. So he was there right at the start of Smith.
His role involved a significant amount of responsibility for the show's direction and casting during this era, including the transition between David Tennant and Matt Smith. So he held the position from 2009 to 2011, overseeing the 2010 series and its subsequent Christmas special. So yeah, he only was executive producer on Doctor Who for those 14 episodes. But, if that was arguably one of the best series of Doctor Who, so if he had... a lot of it, I think, is down to the moth. But, if someone like that wants to get involved, that could be interesting. Could be.
Well, look, as I'm saying, I can guarantee you so many meetings are being had right now. There will be so many producers' names thrown out, so many showrunners' names thrown out. they would casting for the next Doctor, because I highly doubt Billie Piper's staying on for another series. That's where I'm putting my money.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She is doing one episode, she's gone.
Yeah, she's out of here.
Which
Will
just-
she be a fully fledged Doctor? Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see.
Putting money on it right now. If she is in it for one episode, which I think is very likely, she will not be written as the 16th Doctor. Because I think
She'll be like Bad Wolf
they
or
are
something.
smart enough, surely, to know that we already got enough people complaining over David Tennant being a Doctor for 3 episodes.
Do
and that
they
being
listen
a
to
numbered
complaints?
incarnation.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but I feel like they should surely know. Like the War Doctor way back when, doing one episode for the 50th bit, people go, "You've messed up the numbering," but at least they didn't number him like the real 9th Doctor and nudge everything along. He was just a little bit in the middle of time forgot.
There was like a really cool backstory with it. John
Yeah,
Hurt
that
absolutely
worked.
cleared it. It was
14th
beautiful.
Doctor, as you know, I adore. I think possibly David's best presentation of the Doctor. I don't know, debatable. I really love it, but. Like, that in and of itself drew a lot of critique because it was, why is David Tennant 2 different numbered incarnations now, and worst of all, only there for 3 episodes?
Yeah.
And I can understand that. If you then, 2 Doctors later, go, here's the 16th Doctor, played by a previous companion, also in it for
my
1 episode.
word.
No, absolutely not. That is more likely to be the Bridge Doctor theory that the David Tennant was gonna be for a while. People
let's do
theorized.
the Bridge
It's more likely
Doctor.
Billy is that. So
Let's do that. Let's do a weird timey-wimey like thing. She's like the TARDIS or something. Who knows?
Whether it's inspired by fans or not, the fan idea that, Shooty poured his regeneration energy into the TARDIS the last time that was time vortexy regeneration energy stuff was the Bad Wolf thing is why Billie Piper's come back. Russell probably didn't think of that when he was asking her to come back, but if
Absolutely
they retroactively
not.
say that's why
But
she's back,
go.
I'm fine with that.
Sure. Let's run with it.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see what the future of Doctor Who looks like. But we do have something very, very soon in the pipeline for Doctor Who.
Should we talk about
say?
all the news and then just have a caller section at the end? I feel like it's
and then
better
we'll
at
just
this point.
and then we can. I'm just cautious of time.
If this is your first episode of Who's There, we normally cycle calls throughout the episode, but I feel like there's so much for us to talk about that we're just
We
getting
just
all
haven't
of our-
talked about the news
our
for a
thoughts
while.
out.
It's nice.
Yeah. So, Crispy, what is the last big thing? Can you tell us?
Well, a couple
Sprinkle some
of
salt.
Oh yes, very very
and
salty
do some
indeed.
banking with Barclays. So,
What? Is that a
oh,
bank?
you don't realise there's a British bank company called Barclays.
I'm Aussie, mate. I'm Aussie.
You're Aussie.
All
And
we've
if
got-
you're in the UK and still don't get the joke, the 2 main characters in One Between the Land and the Sea are called Salt and Barkley. So it was really low effort humour. Crispy, the news.
The BBC head of drama, her last name is Salt as well. I thought that was strange.
Oh,
Lindsay-
maybe she's a
Lindsay
sea
Salt?
devil.
Interesting.
The war between
interesting.
the land and the BBC. That's it. That's it. That's
My
it.
God.
Or as Twitter would like to
Whoa.
say it, the war between the fans and the BBC. Anyway, moving on. Crispy, the news.
Wow, Troy, you are crushing right now.
Thank you.
So-
I feel like I've woken up now.
2 days after the announcement that we are going to get a Christmas special next year and that they are working on a future series, we get an update about the spin-off show that has been fully filmed for a while now called The War Between the Land and the Sea. The War Between the Land and the Sea comes to BBC One and BBC iPlayer in December this year, which is interesting because Troy and we thought it was pushed to next year. I thought there were some credible reports that it was pushed to next year. Anyway, I will continue. New imagery released for The War Between the Land and the Sea as the series heads to BBC iPlayer and BBC One this December. The BBC has announced that the highly anticipated series is due to launch in the UK on BBC iPlayer and BBC One this December, with new imagery teasing the thrilling drama. The 5-part series will showcase how the world reacts when a fearsome and ancient species emerges from the ocean, dramatically revealing themselves to humanity and triggering an international crisis. It features Russell Tovey, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, yada yada yada, all of UNIT. And then we keep going. Russell T Davies has said this is a huge, spectacular Christmas treat with heroes and monsters and battles and romance in a world on the edge of disaster. And remember, watch the seas. The series is produced by Bad Wolf with BBC Studios for the BBC Disney branded television. Will air on BBC iPlayer and BBC One in the UK in December. Here we go, everyone. And exclusively on Disney Plus outside of the UK, where available, in 2026. What?
Has Disney Plus decided that they don't care enough about the same time distribution?
Oh,
what,
they don't
what
care
has happened
anymore.
here?
They don't care. It was so incredible where I would be getting Doctor Who while, Troy was asleep. And now
I'll be getting it while you're living your life for at least a month.
Yeah, for at least a month, maybe two. Who knows?
I could have swore I saw someone say somewhere it was February, but that might have been rubbish, so I don't know about that. But
I'm hearing February around there. But that makes me sad because I run this show with you, and it won't be airing anywhere here. It'll be on Disney Plus after you in next year for me. What's going on there?
Mate, like, even when it was on ABC iView, you didn't have that much of a problem. Yeah. Like, crikey.
No, on iView, they really, it used to be like a day later, and then they got it to the same simulcast basically around the 50th anniversary when they're like, oh, we can do this. And now this spin-off, I don't know what to do, Troy. I don't know what to do. I'm so excited for this because Dylan Holmes Williams, who directed 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble, directed every single episode of this. And he, for me, is one of the biggest wins of the Disney Plus era. I think he's a young up-and-coming talent. This is one of his, I looked at his website. This is one of his largest productions he's ever done. And I really feel like he is going to put his heart and soul into this series. And just from the trailer below, what am I saying? From the trailer released? That's so YouTube brain. Check out the trailer below.
Make sure when you're down there, you press the like and subscribe. Please
From
do
the
that.
trailer released previously, you can see that he's got the sauce, man. It looks visually different to Doctor Who, but not too far different. It just looks cinematic, dramatic, and awesome. So I'm excited to see it when I can.
I really wish you had a third ick then. That would have been great.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you a third ick right now. The ick being that I'm not getting the spin-off show until next year. That's a big ick for me, mate.
I was thinking cinematic, dramatic, and bombastic, but yeah, sure, an ick would also work. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't scream faith from Disney Plus in the deal at all. It makes sense because they just pulled the deal, but also just like, could you not at least just push the last bit out at the same time as the UK? Is it so hard to do? Are they like, we've got our own Christmas content schedule plan, you can't be putting your silly little Doctor Who spin-off with it? I don't know what's going on.
Genuinely, that's it.
Oh, just kicked my whole desk
completely
unintentionally. But yeah, that's my foot's anger with Disney Plus, clearly.
Well, Troy, I think you've nailed it because I was questioning. I was like, why is that? But then reading that, I didn't read that Russell mentioned Christmas. So it's obviously going, this is him apologizing that, hey, you're not going to get a Doctor Who Christmas special this year, but here's a spin-off show. I reckon that was a push. They were like, well, we've got that. We'll push that. And Disney Plus are like, absolutely. They're like, they always have these Christmas specials. There's Marvel specials. There's everything else. And they're like, okay, well, we're not going to be able to do that because this deal isn't going anywhere. And we'll push it out February when things are a bit quieter. You've absolutely nailed it. That's exactly what happened.
Do you think he's going to do a Children of Earth?
What, and have it over 1 week?
Have it over 1 week every night, yeah.
If he's calling it a Christmas treat. But I feel like BBC One... it mentions BBC One, which I'm surprised by, but that's great. That's actually very exciting. But I don't know. I feel like that's a tough sell in the Christmas period, unless there aren't many things on the BBC One in the Christmas period.
Or another option.
Yep.
They air it weekly, starting around Christmas, and then the week after the final episode has aired, they all go up on Disney Plus.
That would be great. I don't see that happening. that would be fantastic.
Remember this, folks. If I'm right, I'm going to lord it over him. I don't know. It's just, I'm excited for the show, but I really do you remember when we were so excited about the Hooniverse?
Yeah. Oh
like
man,
that not
don't
just
bring
being
this up
a
now.
slang term people use to talk about the show and its spin-offs, when it was actually going to be like, I mean, people have argued that Russell was trend chasing a little bit too late in time by being like, a new MCU for Doctor Who, because the MCU's not been as big as it has been in a while, despite Fantastic Four being incredible. Okay. But like, watch it you. But like, I just, I get you, I do. But I just feel like it's such a shame that it took a few specials, 2 series, and now a spin-off that is like almost so uninteresting to Disney Plus in retrospect that they don't even care to release it at the same time. Unless it's not Disney's fault and the BBC have just gone, screw you, we're pushing out early. I mean, we're assuming it's Disney Plus' fault. We might not be. I don't know.
We don't
but
know.
It does feel like this grand idea that we had for Doctor Who has fallen very fast.
It's a shame. It's a shame in that this spin-off show, like to put it in one word, it feels like an afterthought now.
Yes.
And I can guarantee you, it will be one of the best things that came out of this Disney deal, and it will not do as well as it could have because of everything that has transpired, which makes me sad because I'm genuinely so excited for the show. Like really, really genuinely. They're going to do like some great character work with Kate. I can see it. Russell T Davies fantastic. Gugu Mbatha-Raw is fantastic. It looks great. It's directed great, and you're getting it first. And what about me? What about me?
No one cares about the Aussie, mate. No one cares.
No one cares about the Aussie. I think it's silly. I think it's very silly.
Yeah.
We'll see, you know what? Where they said you should watch the seas. Yeah, you should watch the seas for all the pirates, mate. That's what's gonna happen with this damn series.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We have to end there. That is a great finale to the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching. No, we have to do some calls, but
we gotta listen to some calls,
dude. That's it. You've won. You've won the episode. That's the best.
That's all I'm saying.
Best joke. Oh, you somehow beat the war between the land and the BBC, and you beat it by a country mile, fella.
We are
incredible.
On fire.
So to sum up, Russell may well be gone after the next episode.
Maybe.
The Christmas special is almost definitely Billy Piper and David Tennant. It's just almost guaranteed. I mean, you mentioned a Comic-Con clip, and I realised we kind of skimmed away from that.
Oh, yeah, we did.
The clip was like, that someone was like, what, do you know what's happening for the next episode? And they looked at each other like, oh, don't act like I know. Like, they were being a bit coy. I think that probably was it completely innocent. I highly doubt. Well, then again...
Looking at it, I feel like something's just been mentioned. Nothing's been written down. I feel like...
bear in mind what I've said, that they definitely have been unofficially preparing things behind the scenes so they were ready to hit the ground running. They probably have called up Davey T and gone, listen, fella, can you keep your calendar free for a couple of weeks next year to film a Christmas special?
I genuinely feel like that's going to happen. And like as silly as it is and as annoying as it is, if we're doing like a 20 years since Doomsday thing, sure. Why not?
I mean, it should really be 20 years of Modern Doctor Who, and I'd be far more alright with it, even though it's far too soon for an anniversary special. But and as you all know, number one David Tennant enjoyer here. He's enjoyed my face more than any girl I've dated in history. Like, I'll tell you that much. Like, out of context sounds hilarious. If you get the context, you'll love that joke like Crispy does, and that's what matters to me.
Wow.
Like, I will never, ever, ever complain about David Tennant being in Doctor Who. I never will. You're never going to find it from me. But also, we just had the 60th 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago, man.
Like, I am fine with him coming back. And, like, I know right through season 1 I was thinking he was going to come back. I had a weird feeling about it. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong, genuinely. But, like, just because I was thinking it was going to happen didn't mean I was super into the idea. I would have enjoyed it if he had. But there needs to be some time between this. And I think it's such a shame that the way that it's all gone means that we're probably going to get the 14th Doctor back way sooner than we probably should.
Expected.
Again, I will just celebrate it. When it's announced, I'm just going to be happy. I'm not going to care. But I want to put that out there now. And you know, I already made my point during the reality war that I think it's a real shame that on either end, Ncuti Gatwa was bookended. Someone who was the future Doctor Who has been bookended by people from 2006. Objectively speaking, it sucks. Yeah. But I love the show. I love David Tennant. I'm going to enjoy it. I love Billie Piper. I realise I'm sidelining Billie Piper here. She's going to be incredible too. Whatever she'll be fantastic. Absolutely smash it.
It's just a very strange position to be in, and the way Doctor Who was going and kind of looked to be going, it's strange that we're back here wondering about the future of Doctor Who. It's a very weird time loop. In the how many years have we been doing this? We've covered this entire saga, man.
If we charted from the start of this podcast with Legend of the Sea Devils episode 9 to this now. It's that meme of like the graph, we're so back, it's so over, we're so back, it's so over. Like, it's crazy.
That is crazy. That is
as a wise man once said, Doctor Who is such a crazy show.
Doctor Who is such a crazy show. All of time and space is where you go. Now
it's time for the callers section.
Yeah,
Crispy, can you dig out a little ringtone for me? Because I think it's really appropriate since we've done it in this way. You know what I'm thinking. Come on.
What?
You know which one.
What? Which one?
I don't want to say it because I want you to figure it out.
This one? If it plays.
Hello and welcome to the Who's There Hotline.
Who's There Hotline.
With Troy and Crispy.
Wow. That's a throwback. We haven't played that
So
in
if you don't know,
ages.
that was when the hotline idea began to take fruition before it became a regular part of the podcast. And I just remember that theme, and I think I was
part of the show.
I was pulling some sound effects out or something for an edit a couple of weeks ago, and I came across that and was like, damn, remember when that was like, it was a special feature rather than the core of the episode. And for today, one time only, based on this episode, it's a special feature again. But
yeah,
loads of you have called in, genuinely loads of you. Thank you all so much. You've all been incredible with calls just the whole time anyway. And bear in mind, like going into next week, Series 12 reviews, we haven't taken any. I think maybe one person called in before this news broke.
No, there were a few.
Reviews in series.
Yeah, there were a few. But yeah,
but still,
you could call.
Series 12 reviews, get them in. They'll be going on after
Get them
this.
in now.
But you all came in your droves with calls about this. So, Crispy, you've listened to them. Can you pick out a few that maybe sum up our audience? We're not going to get to everyone. Really sorry, but we'll play as many as we can.
I truly don't remember.
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can you play Minusitches? Just because I don't feel like we see him all the time, and I remember him being like a caller since episode
He's an OG.
1. Yeah, I'd
OG.
love to just hear an OG's thoughts to kick us off.
All right. Hello, Minusitch. How you feeling?
So I think when the Disney deal first happened, it seemed like a bit of a godsend, and that we would finally have a bit more of a budget, and that the show would be able to reach more of the world through Disney Plus and stuff like that. And I think just as time's gone on, Disney have shown that they don't understand what Doctor Who is or how to handle Doctor Who. And I think a part of it is RTD getting a bit big for his boots, as much as I love him. And I think, realistically, we all knew Doctor Who was going to come back. And I'll be there. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We
put.
haven't touched on this specifically in this episode, but we have said repeatedly, like, the show was not going to be canned. It just wasn't.
It can't be.
Yeah.
It cannot. It won't
and
die, damn
by
it.
the way, Crispy, I have seen people now on Twitter comparing this to the 6th Doctor, 7th Doctor era, being like, wow, we had an 18-month hiatus between episodes, and then we're going to get some really good series, then it's going to be canned. I wonder when this happened before. Because they're saying that obviously with the 6th Doctor, if you're not aware, Classic Who, there was about an 18-month gap between the two series of Colin Baker's Doctor. By the end of his second series, they went, right, we need to bin him off, start fresh, did the 7th Doctor, and then after 3 series with him, they bin the show off anyway. So, like, I have genuinely seen people saying we're about to have history repeat itself. It is crazy how doom-posty some parts of this audience can be. Not ours, the general one. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, if that does happen... It's gonna suck, but like, could we not like be thinking this years in advance? Like, you almost want it to happen.
Yeah, I don't like Doctor Who back on our screens is a good thing. It's a good thing, and we just kind of have to play ball with whatever is happening. Okay, that's all we have to do.
Honestly,
it's a TV show. It's not that deep.
Well said. Exactly. It is not that deep. If you don't enjoy it anymore, rather than saying it needs to end. Just go watch something else. You don't have to stay to the show. You haven't got a contractual obligation like Disney. You can then decide to start messing around with and airing things at different times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Let's listen to Sam from Cybers Industries. Hello.
Hello, I'm Sam and I work at Cybers Industries, and I'm a very happy boy. But Cybers Industries doesn't allow emotion, so I'm going to remove all emotion and just speak facts. 90 minutes. Billy Piper. David Tennant, Susan, Shooty Girl, Daleks, Christmas Day, 2026, and Russell will keep going after that as well. He wants to redeem himself. I know he does.
Holy! I had not listened to I listened to the start of these calls to make sure they're not talking about Series 12.
Yeah.
I had no idea Sam and I were on the exact same page. That's excellent.
And then also saying Russell staying on, also appealing to me. Like, that was the perfect call. But I also loved that he tried to talk a bit like a Cyberman by going we will remove all emotion, and then afterwards straight away went, I'm just going to speak facts. Which, I cannot imagine a Cyberman. We only speak facts. No cap.
Facts.
I'm sounding like a Dalek.
Cap.
What am I doing? Anyway, who's next?
Oh my gosh. Let's.
Any
names?
Oh, we actually. Hang on. Oh wow, there are a lot of Series 12 calls.
We're looking at Series 12.
No, that's fine. I'm just noticing that we could go with those calls alone. Do call in still though. We will use more.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's any names. Looking look at those.
Shout out again to John Adarte, who I mentioned, the fan in Japan. He's sending a 90-second call. We're not going to play that now, but
No, it's too
as I
long.
mentioned, he messaged me as well. I mentioned the fear of the distribution in Japan, which again, yeah, I'm really worried with how that's going to go. I really am.
Let's listen to Felix from Clom. Hello.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Felix.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this deal
Okay.
good or what?
Or what?
Jordan.
Jordan. Hello, Jordan.
Hey lads, hope you're all good. Firstly, the show being back should be great news to everyone. I never really think it should be taking a hiatus for any amount of time. Secondly, I love a Christmas special, but I really hope they don't make it too Christmassy at the detriment of tying up all the loose ends they have. I really think they should use this as a spectacle episode, have Rose, 14, the Pantheon, Mrs. Flood, whoever you want, and just tie it all up and end the episode with a regeneration and a fresh start for 2026.
Interesting.
I hate to make you feel old, but it'll be a fresh start for 2027. Time is passing very quickly. Very, very quickly. Yeah, well said. We should never be celebrating or thinking it's going to be on hiatus. And I understand there'll be people who go, yeah, well, I always watch Doctor Who and I don't want to be forced to watch it. Well, if you feel attached to it, I get it. I really do. But also, there are plenty of people who want to see the show keep going. I don't care what if even the majority said call for hiatus. If the show can keep going, it should keep going. I don't care. It's an institution. It's not like your average TV show.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we're hearing Billy, David, we're getting some very similar patterns here. And also, I would say the biggest takeaway from what you've said there is, I personally think the Christmas setting will be nothing more than set dressing for the episode.
Absolutely.
It will be
It
far
has
more
to be a
lore
spectacle
heavy.
episode. I like the
I don't
term
know about the
spectacle
Pantheon coming
episode.
back, though. I feel like they
That's not
tried to
happening.
tie that up
Mrs.
in the
Flood's
reshoots
not
with
happening. Yeah.
Well, Shooty, some of the lines from Shooty in that final scene with Belinda, where he's the gods played their games and I won, yada yada yada. That it didn't feel like a very definitive way of saying it, but it felt like them kind of winking to the audience of going, "It's the end of the god stuff. We're done with that now."
Yeah, I get that feeling. I truly get that feeling. But yeah.
Who else have we got?
Well, let's listen to, oh my goodness, the Dr. Basta.
Things can only get better. Bye, Disney. Don't let the back door hit you on the way out. I think there's a lot of questions to be had here. Is Russell staying on after the specials? Because if not, this is really messy. Because, the only thing I can think of them doing is wiping it all because it's Disney, so you can't do Series 3 without Disney. But also, you can't just do a Season 1 again, can you? It doesn't make any sense. It's really messy. But I'm excited for a new Doctor and a new era to begin. David Corn's the next Doctor, please. Jokes.
David Corn? Is that the Superman guy?
For some reason she keeps saying she thinks Sabrina Carpenter should be a recast of Captain Jack. Her next insane hope is that David Cornswear, Superman, should be the next Doctor.
Sure.
Listen, I
Sure.
embrace your headcanons. However delusional they are, I embrace them, Dr. Master. I embrace them.
Wow.
But Sabrina Carpenter is never going to be Captain Jack. Get real. Now,
You never know. Truly.
come
Anything
off
can happen
it.
at
What do
this
you
stage.
mean? What do you
never
mean,
know.
Crispy?
Hey, look, people, if you told someone in 2004 that Kylie Minogue was going to be a one-off Doctor Who companion, you'd be like, yeah, right, sure. And here we are.
She's Australian, though, not American.
Hey, what's that supposed to be?
You know exactly what it means, mate. Anyway, any more?
Hang on. Do you know what I have in common with Sabrina Carpenter?
At risk of what her music's about and the jokes I can make out of that, I'd rather you just answer your own question, fella.
We both won't be getting War Between the Land and the Sea this year. That's what we have in common.
I was still hoping for some kind of joke,
It is a joke, mate. It is a joke.
both looking at releasing. You're looking at the War Between the Land and the Sea releasing at different times, and you're looking at Disney Plus. Have you ever tried this one? Sorry. I really tried. Maybe she's looking at all the moaning Doctor Who fans who are thinking that it's going to be the end of the show, going wow, have you seen that man-child over there? Sorry.
There it is.
Sorry. Maybe
There
there'll be
it
a new
is.
TARDIS and she'll walk in like, can I give you the house tour? Okay, that's enough. Right, have you got any more callers?
No.
Okay, right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for
No. We
Was there
gotta,
not one more
we
at the
gotta
top?
wrap it
Am I
up.
going crazy? I thought there was one more.
Oh, we can listen to Jeremy.
Jeremy Duncan,
Jenny.
although he's put
Jenny
Jenny Duncan,
Duncan.
I've regenerated. I don't know if that's a genuine thing or if it's just for a joke. It's probably a Billy Piper
well,
joke. But either way,
listen.
Jeremy, what have you got?
Hello.
Okay, so this is Russell's swan song, probably his last one. So he's probably going to want to wrap up Billy Piper and Susan. Now, if he wraps up Susan in her arc, you have to bring in David Tennant. And the reason you have to do this is because the audience has more of a strong emotional connection to him as the Doctor than with Billy Piper. And it would make more sense because David Tennant's probably more the Doctor than any of the other Doctors just because of how often he's played the role. So it would be nice to see a scene between the two of them.
David's
I love
coming
how
back.
in tune with our audience you and I
Yeah.
are, Crispy. Especially
We are.
you today. Like, you've nailed a lot of the callers'
been on
thoughts
it.
without even knowing.
I've been on it.
You're on it. You're on it like a car bonnet.
That's,
Never really understood that rhyme, but
Is that a real thing? I like that.
that's a real thing, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why, but
Well, car bonnet's on the car.
it is. But
You know?
was that meant to be something profound, Crispy?
Well, you're just wondering why it's a saying on it like a car bonnet.
And also, listen. Like, I know I like to rag on the very negative droves of this fan base, but Doctor Who fans, we're all clever, okay? We're all smart people.
So
we know
clever.
ball. I like how everyone is just like, yeah, David's coming back, isn't he? Like, we're all kind of prepared for that. Like, there's
Yeah.
not going to be a shock when they announce that. If anyone's surprised, I'll be surprised. Like, I think I will be more surprised if he isn't in it than if he is, honestly.
Yeah, that would be a shock. I'd actually
Just
be
for all
worried if he wasn't.
the wider meta commentaries, it shouldn't happen too soon after 60, yada, yada, yada. Narratively speaking, now you've got Billy Piper playing the lead, and you've got, like, 20 years of Modern Who, and probably ending an era, hopefully not, but probably. It just kind of makes sense to bookmark everything and wrap it all up. Far sooner than it should have been, but it does make sense to do it that way.
Well put. Well put.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Doctor Who is coming back. If you were surprised by that, then you shouldn't have been. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. Crispy, your closing comments, sir.
I'd just like to shout out a guy called Drew. I went to a Baby No Money concert the other night on Friday, and he, as soon as I got there, he was like, Crispy Pro. And I was like, hello.
No way.
That was very nice. So shout out Drew. And shout out
that's so
Doctor Who
cool.
for coming back.
I was at a Sonic convention the weekend, and someone just came up to me and went, "You're Red Archer Live. I didn't think I'd see you at SonicCon."
We are
And in my head,
so
I was
famous.
thinking, well, you should have been looking at my Twitter. You should have seen this coming. But no, that was lovely too. We both got recognised at things we were doing. That's cute.
Look at
That's
us!
really cool.
Look at us go!
And I have one extra shout out at the end to Oliver Chenery, I think is how you say his name, who is probably, their work is probably going to be in the thumbnail for this podcast, because I have been looking desperately for a good edit of Billy Piper in Ncuti Gatwa's costume, and his is gorgeous, so I will probably be using that in the thumbnail. So if you see that picture in the thumbnail, I'll be crediting him in the description anyway. I have asked him permission. He was like, yeah, sure. And he was also like, thanks for asking.
Great. Thanks, Troy.
Well, yeah, don't be plagiarising things. But yeah, he's agreed, and I think the art's gorgeous. So if you like it in the thumbnail, sadly, we can't take credit for it because there's a much more talented person who's done it. So go and give him some love. I'll link his Twitter in the description. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. We will be back to normal business next week, unless Russell T Davies decides to announce that he's releasing 15th Doctor 2 or something. I don't know.
The 30th
That would be incredible.
Doctor?
I'd be so down for that. But anyway, so yeah, we will return with the rest of our series rankings. We've only got a few left to do. We have series 12, and then we have series 13 and the specials probably in one episode together. Then I don't know what we're doing for RTD2. Part of me thinks we could probably do the entire era in one episode in a bumper episode, honestly.
Potentially.
But
That's not a bad idea.
See. We'll see. But either way, thank you all very much for watching this episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you've subscribed and liking on YouTube, following us on Spotify and any other audio platforms, and just generally listening to the rest of the episodes. If you've ever missed an episode of Who's There, go listen to it right now. Right now. No, we're not ending until you go and click on another one right now. Go.
Leave.
Go.
Go.
We're
talking to you, the listener.
Paul.
You. Right now.
Paul's listened to them all. Now that's a throwback. That's a throwback. Right
that's an actual throwback. You'll understand that reference when you go back and listen to all our episodes.
Exactly. Okay, now all the OGs are still here. We love you all very much. Thank you all for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you all next week where we discuss and rank Series 12 of Modern Doctor Who. and we finally touch on the children that are timeless. Ooh. Not like we've never talked about that before in the 182 episodes of this podcast. Oh, we're old. Until then, it is goodbye from Mr. Crispy Pro.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye, and see you all next week. Alan Z, baby.
Watch the seas.
Watch the BBCs. Bye.